I'm going to cut across to Supriya Shrinate, Congress spokesperson on the phone line. Supriya, Congress, of course, finding faults even at a time when you could possibly welcome the move. But what's your view on the fuel price cut at this point, excise duty cut?
No, firstly, I have an issue with you having a jaundiced view even before you ask me a question that I'm finding false. I welcome the fact that the government has gotten some respite. I was expecting a bigger respite, but I think it is important to put it in perspective what has happened, and I don't think we can deny that. But if you mean that finding fault or that's being simply intelligent, I don't know what you have an issue with. What has the government done? The government has reduced excise duty by 9 rupees 50 paisa for a litre of diesel, for a litre of petrol sold, and 7 rupees for every litre of diesel. The reality is that prices for petrol went up by 10 rupees in the last 2 months, and for diesel went up by 10 rupees as well. So diesel and petrol are both costlier than they were 2 months back. Exactly the case with LPG. LPG prices went up twice in 2 months, 150 once, 50 rupees the other time after the elections. You roll them back by 200 rupees. The trouble that I have, however, is with the component of excise that is being reduced. It's not the special and the additional that the central government keeps for itself. It's actually the divisible pool that the centre shares with the state, the basic excise duty that has been cut, and that compromises the budget, that compromises the finances of states, to which the central government anyways owes about 78,000 crore rupees. Now, if you mean this is finding faults, too bad, but that is the reality, and I am going to put it in as many words.
You know, at a time when we're looking at rising oil prices globally, the government says they've done taking a huge hit to the government's reserves. So, would you still not appreciate that the government has reduced excise duty by a whopping 8 rupees per litre of petrol and 7 rupees per litre of diesel? This is a big step, undoubtedly, as per experts.
No, unlike you, I would not use the word whopping as callously as you just did. I think whopping is 27 lakh crore rupees that the central government has earned by itself on fuel taxes, which it hasn't had to share with the state. 27 lakh crore rupees. And unlike the rest of the world, on purchasing power parity, Indians pay the highest as far as LPG is concerned, the second highest in petrol, and the 7th highest in diesel. So please remember, it is not as if the government is doing us a big fat favor. The government did not reduce prices when crude oil prices went down to as low as $20 a barrel mark last year. We were made to pay high prices. This is what governments do. I was expecting a bigger respite, and I was expecting an honest reduction of prices. This is largely impacting the state. I do believe that will be impacted because that is an ad valorem tax. It depends on dealer prices, dealer commission, and also on excise duty. So yes, that will go down. But my larger issue is with the way this has happened. In the last 2 months alone, petrol prices went up by 10 rupees and diesel by 10 rupees. Diesel and petrol are both going to be costlier than what they were 2 months back. So I'm not finding faults, I'm just stating facts and the obvious ones of that.
So the justification that the centre has is that the global oil prices are high. At a point like that, one can't possibly reduce prices in the country. So they're bound by the global oil prices. So
good point. I am very happy that the centre is quoting global oil prices, because deregulation by its very definition means we pay what global prices are. It's deregulated. Market prices decide. 137 days, not a single paisa hike because elections were happening. Deregulation also means when crude oil goes down to $20 a barrel mark, why were Indians paying 90 rupees for every litre of petrol being sold? We should have been paying a lot less, but we did not. So this is the government that cites high prices but will not tell you that prices were low. I also want to state one thing here before I leave, and I've got to enter a meeting, so I've got to go. The important thing here is that in 2014, when we debited office, the excise duty on every litre of petrol was 9 rupees 48 paisa. Today, the excise duty after reduction still continues to be 19 rupees 90 paisa. So fuel is the cash cow that the government is looking at, little realizing fuel stokes inflation like nothing else does, because diesel is the main transport fuel. If you see inflation now raging above 6% for the last 4 months in a row, if you see wholesale prices at a 30-year high, it's high time the government does this, but I was hoping it's going to be more sustainable, and I was hoping it's going to be even more steep.
Right, Ms. Supriya, thank you very much for joining us with your views on that. The Congress now reacting to the excise duty slash, saying not enough, don't fool people of the country. You've raised prices by over 10 rupees per litre in the last 2 months, and now you're dropping it by 9. So that's not, do not fool people, making it look like you're doing anyone a favor here. That's the Congress's views on this.